Hi everyone. I'm going to be doing this video on dragonflies, these wire dragonflies. A couple of people have asked me that they want to see how I make them. Now these are three different types. These ones I did a few years back. I did them for my Christmas tree, which then were never used. So I actually used them for decorating gifts with them. I think I even sent one to Kelly Donovan from All Things Creative, and the way I did this one with this one is pretty much the same. This is another one. This I showed you guys in my butterfly tutorial. There's another one there. Okay, so I'm going to show them to you. So I use about 2 feet of wire. Now 2 feet of wire will probably get it a bit bigger than these ones here. Okay, and this is probably a lot more wire. Actually, this is even another type of wire. This was very, very thin, so it was kind of like done even in 4. This is a thicker wire, so well, I'll show you now how I double it up. So I'm going to cut 2 feet of wire. Yeah, oh, there goes the roosters again. My roosters. My husband's really upset because every morning he finds 2 of them out, and he just planted yesterday some broccoli and oh, my favorite. I can't wait till I was just telling him today. Actually, I was a bit ticked off too because he was telling me that 2 of his chickens are eating the broccoli he just planted and the cauliflower. But the broccoli, I love broccoli, and here we make it even as a side dish as well too for meat. Actually, I make it in a wine sauce and it comes out delicious. But my favorite is eating it with pasta, and it is delicious. It's to die for, you guys. It's the most simplest type of meal, and it's so fast, and it's delicious. So what I'm going to do here is double them up, like so, and try to straighten them up a bit, like that, okay? And then down here, I'm just going to squish these 2 together. And then I'm going to stick I think these are the rounded pliers they're called. And I'm going to hold it like that. And actually, I'm not even going to twist this. I'm going to twist this. See that? Oops. Sometimes it'll come out. Or you can twist the wire as well too. And this twisting I'm going to do, well, seeing that they're going to be a bit bigger, about 1.5 inches. About that. There we go. Okay. I'm going to let it go and hold them a bit separated like that. Now, sorry, I just can't, oh, here, I've got all kinds of wires underneath the chair. I'm trying to move closer to the desk so I can show you better. There we go. Let me see if I bring it down a bit. There, that's better. So I'm going to start doing my first wing. And I have a problem with they never come out the same. So I got my first wing done. Now remember, the top wing is going to be a little bit bigger than the first one. So you guys regulate on how big you want this dragonfly to be, and also the length of the wire as well too. If you want a bigger one, you're going to have to use more wire. And I'm going to twist these ends here, like so. And this end here, let's see there. Okay, so this is the end from my wing. And I'm going to bring it over like that. Okay, now in the middle here it's going to get a little bit clumpy, but that's okay. You know, it doesn't look bad. Focus. There we go. Okay, it just gets a little bit clumpy. So we have the short one here on this side and the longer one. So we're going to make our other wing, bring it over, try to get it the same. I hope you guys are seeing this good. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to squish it a bit just to make sure that they're pretty much the same. And twist these ones as well. And bring this wire, hold on there a second. Okay, bring it around as tightly as possible. And there we go. So we have these two wires to do our other two wings. See, like I said, I never do them the same. I never work out the same. Okay. Now we're going to do the next one. A little bit bigger. And bring it over like that. Okay. Twist it. And bring it over. I can't tell you what kind of gauge this wire is. I love working with it. It's a really nice wire. Because I got it in a plastic like this bag here. Didn't have any information on it whatsoever. And I'm not experienced with wires, so I can't really tell you. But it's a nice, pliable, easy wire to do. Okay, so we're repeating what we had did with the first wings. We bring it over, twist, and bring this little guy over and under like that. Okay, now we're going to twist a couple of times these two wires together. Yeah, I'm going to twist it once more, and then I put a bead in for the head. I'm going to twist these two together again. There we go. And there we have our dragonfly. Now this side didn't come out too long for the antlers, but that doesn't bother me. It'll have shorter antlers than maybe the other ones will. So I'm going to cut this side more or less the same. Grab my round nose pliers again and just give it a little twist around the antennas here. Not antlers. I'm sorry. Did I say antlers again? Antennas. Antennas. Okay. So there we go. So time ago on Facebook, a few days ago, I saw Jackie Nichols post something on All Things Creative. It was the Black Madonna, which we have a Black Madonna here as well too. I'm sure there's Black Madonnas all over the world. And our Black Madonna, she's about 30 kilometers away from us. And this week is the week of the festa, let's say. So there's all lights up there and everything. Actually, we went up on Saturday night because my hubby turned 50 years old. And he had done, I don't know what you guys would call it in English. He had made a promise to this Madonna that if something was to happen, something that he was hoping for, he would walk there. Now he kind of cheated because he didn't walk from home and go there, because you walk from your home to get there. It'll take all night, but you do it. It's like the walk of Santiago that me and my husband want to do one day. That will take 2 months. And so he walked about 1 kilometer. We met him up there. I wasn't walking because well, this is a long discussion. I know that I have God in my home. I'm not a very good Catholic, but I know that God is in my home. So what these people do, like what my husband did, he promised that he would walk there if she would, do this thing for him. I'm it kind of sets me off on these type of things, because here in Italy they're very religious, but they adore the saints too much, and that's not right for me. That's that I think some people are forgetting about God, and they're giving too much importance to these saints. Now I know they have become saints for obvious reasons, but it kind of bugs me a bit that, like I tell my husband, you should be thanking God instead of, anyways, yeah, like I said, it's kind of like a touchy discussion for me, that, and what happened last night was my 13-year-old son was invited by my daughter-in-law to go with her on foot. So they left at midnight, got there at 5 this morning, and they even stayed on to have lunch, because like I said, there's the big festa there right now. So there's all types of things going on, and they heard the morning mass when they got there. They were in time for the morning mass that I think was at 6 o'clock this morning. And my son didn't go for any reason, because like I said, yeah, okay, go, but don't. He doesn't understand these things yet. It's more, lots of kids go, but they don't go for the reason that they should be going, like other people do, even though I'm against it. Like, if you're gonna go, you gotta go the right way. But he wanted to go, and he was with my daughter-in-law, so it was fine with me. And he just got back about an hour ago. So yeah, we were up there because there's a really good restaurant up there, and to celebrate my husband's 50th birthday. Um, and so that way he could walk there that kilometer that he did. But, that's okay. It's up to him. We're not, like I said, I'm not a good Catholic. I can't really judge him, because, and he's not either. We don't go to church, we're not Sunday goers. But for me, God is in my home. He's in my heart. I try to follow his rules. I'm not a big Bible reader, but what I do, and this is really fun, you guys, you should try it out. If you do have a Bible in your home, pick up that Bible and open it anywhere you want. You'll see what you're reading in the Bible wherever you opened it. And you're going to say, wow, that happened to me today. And this will help me understand, it will help me go through what I've maybe been up today, if it was, a disappointment or anything. And I noticed that. I know it's kind of freaky. You're saying this one's crazy. It's really freaky for me, because, I don't really understand. The Bible's a very complex book, and I don't really understand it a lot. But when I do feel like having comfort, even in my Bible at the beginning has, lots of verses where you can go to if you're feeling sad, for marriage, for these type of things here. It'll direct you to the right verses where to go. But sometimes I don't even do that. Sometimes I'll just open it and do it and read it. And it's really freaky how, I find myself reading something that just happened to me recently, or just happened to me that day. It's funny. So yeah, he just got back, but like I said, he's a kid. He's not, Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'll take this off again. So I just put the glue on top of the wire, and you can use tissue paper. On these ones here, the big one that I did a couple of years ago, originally I had done the first layer with rice paper, and then this is a napkin on top of it, which is a really cool effect. It kind of gives it that vintagey look. So the first layer on this one was actually rice paper, which is really good and sturdy too as well. But I noticed even with tissue paper, after you put on the glue, it becomes nice and sturdy. So I put on a little piece. I don't measure it or anything. I make sure it's attached good to the wire with my brush. Okay, I'm going to turn it around, And of course it's going to be way too big, you know, to go around. Like it's going to be too clumpy. So I will cut a little bit of this off, like from under here. You guys, I don't know if this is actually wax paper. It seems like a colored paper, but very thin. I found it here in a box that is full of hats that came from the bridal shop that I have to give to my sister. And this paper was stuck in there, and I like the color, so I grabbed some. So there you go. Okay, so now we're going to start turning it around. You can dip your, I have glue here on my tile. I just dipped my brush up a little bit with water, because this glue is pretty thick, the Eileen's glue. And just wrapping it around like that. Even the Pope came to this, where I told you that there's this Black Madonna. Even the Pope was there once. I can't remember. I don't even think I was here in Italy yet when he came. I think he had just come the year before. And there we go. You see that? Okay, so that's the way it's going to be. Now don't worry about this side here. Like I said, it's going to turn nice and hard with the glue as well too. You'd think that kind of flimsy paper is not good. No, instead it does. And then if you want to, if you don't think it's, you know, sturdy enough, you can go over it with other glue. So I'm going to set this one aside because I have one ready to show you that's already finished. You're going to do it on all 4 wings. And there you go. Okay? So I'm going to get this one. Actually, you know what? I will do another wing just to use up this glue that I have here on the, I hate seeing things go to waste because it's going to dry up by the time I finish the video. There we go. Put this on. So there's a story behind this church. So this church is high up in a mountain. And when you look down, there's the sea on the bottom. And there are sand, would you call them? What would you call them? Anyways, you can see lots of sand down there. And there's a story behind, a myth that a lady had gone, she had walked to this church way back when. When she walked into the church and saw that there was a black saint, now we're talking about days that, you know, back then that people didn't understand and, you know, weren't aware of these things. She walked into the, she had her child with her, and she walked into the church. She saw the black saint. She walked back out and said something bad about the black saint. Her daughter had fallen from her arms into the sea. She runs back into the church praying for forgiveness. And when she went back out, she found her daughter. The sea had opened up and there was sandbanks there. And that's the story of the you know, myths, all types of myths. There's even a myth that apparently they found a big chest on these sandbanks from a ship. And there was the statue of this Black Madonna. And that's how this church, you know, went up. Actually, if you guys go into YouTube and look this up, it's Tindari. It's called the Madonna di Tindari. And they show you the church on YouTube. And they show you the sandbanks as well, too. But the big, huge church that you guys see in the pictures is not the original. They show the original church that the big church was built around. I think apparently it was almost demolished with the earthquakes back then. And then they have a whole bunch of archaeological sites up there as well, too. Going back, you know, and they keep on finding, they keep on digging, and they're still finding archaeological sites. Like they found a whole villa, and you can walk through it and see, you know, where they even had their bathtubs that were all done in mosaic. Beautiful. It is a beautiful place, you know, to go up there, and we were eating up there. The restaurant, you could see the whole, actually at night what you do see is the lights. You don't see what's under there. And actually that night we had to eat inside because it was pouring that night when we went up. But the weather is turned back to normal hot summer weather. Okay, so I got rid of that glue and I just did another wing. And I'm going to wipe up this glue and put this in here. Yeah, so that's a myth that they say that this lady, you know, said a bad word to the Madonna and her daughter was thrown into the sea, and she was saved because she prayed to the Madonna, and she found her daughter playing on the sand. The sea had opened up and formed these sandbanks, and down there the sandbanks are beautiful. It's really, really nice. A lot of people go to there for the summer. It's more still water there. It's not, you know, wavy water. Okay, so this is one that I have prepared. It's always with the green tissue. I'm just using reed tissue because I had it. Actually, I was thinking of not painting this one because I really like the color of this green tissue, and I even have one here done with pink tissue, but this one's still wet. Okay. And as you can see, these ones here, I've already painted. So from here on, you guys can do whatever you want with the dragonfly. But I wanted to leave this green for today, and I wanted to try something out. I'm going to try it out with you guys now. But like I said, from here on in, you can do anything you want with it. This one here, I had done with silks, and then I went over it with liquid pearls. And I think this one, the same one too. I did it with silks and liquid pearls. And this one, like I said, this one's done with a napkin, which is very pretty too. So if you have pretty napkins, you know, with cool designs, use them because they come out beautiful. And this one, I wanted to try a product that I've had, but I haven't really tried it. Let me see here. Okay, this one here. Now this is a pasta. This is, I think, like kind of a modeling paste, but transparent. So I want to try a bit of this on it. And get, you know, I might even do, there's a butterfly swap going on in our group, which is International Crafters. Check us out on Facebook. You can join up and have a ball. And I'm even thinking of doing one of these days next month, a dragonfly swap. Right now there's a butterfly swap going on and an ATC swap going on. The butterfly swap, unfortunately, is finished. We've already decided our partners and everything, and the ATC swap is starting. And so I don't know which ones the other ones are going to be, the swaps. One of them is going to be mine at the end of the month. I'll let you know. But I think in a couple of months, or next month, or in a couple of months, I will do a dragonfly swap. So something different, something, you know, that we can all share. You know, because when we do swaps, it's because we're sharing our art, you know, and everybody could have different things to work with as well too. So I'm putting this on, and I do think it will dry transparent with a bit of sparkle here. It's sparkly. Now if you want after, you can outline these as well too, using almost anything again, outlining the wings. If you want to, you can add more beads. You can do so much with these dragonflies from here on in. I was even thinking of, I wouldn't know how to do it because I'm not really an expert on it. Even the wings, like making this thing with the wire like I did before, and then trying to do the wings with Fimo in some way, in some sort. I wouldn't know how to do it. I would have to ask somebody that's more expert on it, and see how that would come out. Yeah, it would probably much more heavier and everything, but I don't think you would have a problem baking it. These would have to be glass naturally, the beads. I think these are plastic. The beads would obviously have to be probably glass to put them in the oven, because then you'd have to bake it. Or you can probably try making the wings and then pasting them on once they're done. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not an expert to it, so I wouldn't know the process of doing it. But I'm sure in Fimo they would look beautiful as well too. So there's my dragonfly, you guys. This time I did it with just the green underneath and some sparkly. I can, wait till this dries and then go over it with something else too if I wanted to. Some liquid pearls. Put some little dots here and there. So there we go. Can you see the sparkle? Okay, you guys. So there are my dragonflies. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. And come check us out on International Crafters. We'd be pleased to have you. Have all a nice crafty day. Bye.